Kyle Kingston Alex Pettyfer is the egotistical and vain child of well-off and similarly is haughty and vain anchorperson Ransack Kingston Peter Cross. At the point when he wins understudy body president, he menaces the offbeat Kendra Hilferty Mary-Kate Olsen for being monstrous and odd at the get-together. Sickened, Kendra mystically changes Kyle into an uncovered, inked and scarred shell of his once attractive self. Kendra says Kyle has until the following spring to find somebody who loves him or he remains this way for eternity. Ransack takes Kyle to live in a confidential townhouse with their servant, Zola Lisa Gay Hamilton, and Kyle's visually impaired guide, Wilfradley Neil Patrick Harris. Ransack at first vows to help his child, however bit by bit disregards his child over the long run and quits visiting him after work by and large. Furious and harmed, Kyle tracks down compassion from Will and Zola. As spring moves nearer, Kyle winds up charmed by Lindy Taylor Vanessa Hudgens, a young lady from his previous school who he had at first been as far off to as he was to Kendra. At the point when Lindy and her dad are going to be robbed by two siblings in the city, Lindy's dad shoots one of the siblings, the enduring one promising retribution by ending Lindy's life. Kyle saves Lindy and her dad and sets up for Lindy to move in with him for her own security. At first, Lindy is irate about stowing away, since she was to go to Machu Picchu on a field trip, yet after she guarantees she's seen more terrible when Kyle uncovers himself to her, presently referring to himself as tracker around her. They warm dependent upon one another. Kyle composes a letter to Lindy maintaining his adoration to her, however he never plans to give it to her, in anxiety toward Lindy not feeling the same way. Will and Zola keep on assisting Kyle with prevailing upon her, as the two become hopelessly enamored. In time, he totally prevails upon her when they read forthcoming O'Hara's sonnet Having a Coke with You together without holding back. Nearer to spring, Kyle makes an arrangement with Kendra that assuming he prevails with regards to prevailing upon Lindy, she will reestablish Will's vision and award citizenship to Zola's 3 youngsters in Jamaica. Lindy gets an instant message from her dad that the criminal who compromised her life is in prison. She and Kyle go through an evening at one of Lute's confidential cabins on a lake. As they are going to kiss, Lindy gets a call telling her that her dad went too far and is in a medical clinic. She passes on to see her dad, and Kyle gives her his letter, however laments doing so when she lets him know he's an old buddy prior to leaving. Crushed, Kyle doesn't answer Lindy's calls after she peruses his letter. Enlivened by Will and Zola, Kyle goes to meet Lindy one final time before she leaves for Machu Picchu. It makes sense if he didn't answer her calls since he thought she just enjoyed him as a companion. Lindy claims her affection and leaves for Machu Picchu. Kyle's typical, attractive self is reestablished with Kendra's spell broken, yet Lindy rules against passing on and attempts to find Tracker once more. She at first overlooks Kyle while looking for Tracker, just for Kyle's telephone to ring when she calls Tracker. Acknowledging Tracker was Kyle, the two offer a kiss in the road. Will gets up one morning and to his pleasure can see once more. Zola finds 3 green cards for her youngsters via the post office from the public authority. Kendra is likewise seen drawing near a burglarized Kingston's office as another understudy, inferring that Kendra will probably do exactly the same thing to Lute as she did to Kyle. In the credits, a progression of photos show that Kyle and Lindy circumvented the world together, including Machu Picchu.